Howdy, howdy, howdy. Pulse Kills here, coming on another video, and in today's video, we're talking about Firestorm, which is the new Battle Royale. Well, it's kind of new. What I mean by that is that Battlefield 5 has been out ever since October, and if you want to play Firestorm, you have to buy Battlefield 5. So while Firestorm is new, the game itself is not new. Now I'm going to tell you, is it worth buying Battlefield 5 in order to play Firestorm? Because at the moment, you can't play Firestorm for free like other Battle Royales. You have to buy Battlefield 5. Now, while you can get Battlefield 5 for pretty cheap, you know, it's still paying even $30 for one game mode is expensive. So I'm going to tell you, is it worth buying Battlefield 5 for Firestorm? First off, let's talk about the gameplay. Firestorm plays a lot like PUBG. What do I mean by that? Is that the gameplay is more about tactics. The game is like, if where you're positioned will help determine a gunfight. If you have the high ground, you're most likely going to win a gunfight. If you get shot in the back, you're most likely going to die. So you gotta plan strategically and where you move. Map knowledge is rewarded. If you know the map, you can better position yourself in your squad. And while I like this, that's kind of the skill and all. The skill of the game is knowing your surroundings and knowing what's a good and dumb idea, being able to make fast decisions. This unfortunately does lead to camping, which we're gonna get more to on the negative side of things. That's basically the gameplay. Here's a good example for those of you who don't understand what I'm trying to say. Let's say there is a town. If you go through there, you can find tons of loot. The problem is you're going to be exposed, and if someone is on a hill nearby or is in the town camping, you're most likely going to die. But on the other side, there's a humongous hill. If you go up the hill, you will not be granted loot. You will not get loot. But you'll be given such a height advantage that if someone's in the city, you could kill them. Or you can see where people are and see where you can go and where you can't go. You know what I mean? You gotta choose which is a better strategy. What do you need more? Do you need more loot or do you need safety? And I love Firestorm just for that reason. It's so refreshing having to actually think where I go. Because in certain battle royales like Fortnite, you don't really need to think of where you go. Because at the end of the day, you can build your own cover. If you're in a bad position, you can build out of it. This game, though, if you're in a bad position, you're most likely gonna die. Another thing is that the time to kill is extremely fast, which is good and bad. It's refreshing because I've played a lot of Blackout lately, and Blackout, you can eat a lot of bullets, especially level 3 body armor. In this game, even when you have max 3 body armor, you still die really fast. Now, don't worry, it's not instant melt. Battlefield kind of, or not Battlefield, DICE kind of adjusted to where you're using Battlefield weapons, and Battlefield weapons are known for having recoil. So, yes, you do die fast, but because guns have recoil, most of the time people aren't going to instantly melt you. Only the sweats are, because the sweats, control recoil. You know. So guns do have recoil, so you can't get instantly melted. You can, but not always. It's kind of like the luck thing, like who you're going against. There is armor in the game, but you have to find vest. What I mean by that is that automatically you have a level 1 vest, which means you can have 1 armor plating. It goes up to 3 tiers of vest. When it's to tier 3, you can hold 3 armor platings at once, which makes you extremely powerful. It kind of makes you into the Juggernaut. Not complete, because like I said, you still do die really fast. And this level 3 vest is really rare. But, again, that's kind of the gameplay of it. Weapons are, well, pretty basic. There's not much to them. They're just kind of your standard. Really quickly, I do need to mention, you don't find attachments. Attachments are equipped to the weapon based off the color. For instance, a purple weapon is mostly going to have a scope and some kind of other attachment. I believe, green one doesn't have anything on it. It's the basic one. And yeah, that's pretty much how you get attachments. Is why I just find different color variants of weapons. Now let's talk about the good parts of the game. This battle royale is a lot like PUBG, which is good because on console you can't really play PUBG. Well, you can. PUBG is kind of a buggy mess. It doesn't feel good. It feels very sluggish. Overall, it's not a good experience. This game is what PUBG should have been on console, which I like because I love the whole idea of PUBG of being tactically placed and all this stuff. Having to think of where you go and all this stuff like I mentioned before. So I love that I'm actually able to play PUBG on console. It is different, but it is similar. So if you're getting tired of PUBG, but you want to play a game like PUBG, Firestorm is for you. If you don't like PUBG, then you're most likely not going to like Firestorm. And like I said, it's good. Now let's go over the negatives. Well, because of the time to kill, people tend to camp. By camp, I mean they tend to camp a lot. Now the circle, or I guess the ring of fire, does move in really quickly. But people still will like to hug the edge of it. People love to lay down in buildings. People just love to camp, which is terrible. This makes the game feel really sluggish, which we'll get into more why you feel sluggish later on. Let's talk about the camping. Camping is annoying. There's not really a good counter to it because, like I said, you die almost instantly. So if you don't know where someone is, let's say someone's in a corner of a building with a shotgun. You don't see him. You're dead. You're gone. You stand no chance, which is frustrating, especially if you're playing solos. I tried playing a couple games of solos and I hated it. This game plays best with squads. So if you want to play this game and fully enjoy this game, I hope you have 3 friends who have Battlefield 5, because the game plays the best when you're with a full squad that you can talk to. Randoms, unfortunately, is not that good either because, well, for some reason, whenever the new generation of consoles came out, no one has mics, apparently, or no one's in game chat. So it's really rare to find a team that actually has a mic, which is frustrating, especially in a game that needs teamwork. Another humongous flaw of this Battle Royale is it's only 64 players. Now, usually, 64 players is usually standard server size for Battlefield games, right? If you're a Battlefield player, you probably didn't expect much more. But compared to other Battle Royales like Blackout and Fortnite, they go up to 100 players. Even PUBG has 100 players, even on console. Why, DICE, why? You should try to push for at least 80. 64 is such a small number. This, unfortunately, does lead to where there's a lot of times where even when you want to get into a fight, when you want to go crazy, go for kills, not for the win, you can't really do that because there's just not enough people. Another big flaw of the game is that killing people isn't very rewarding. What do you mean? I mean, you give away your position, and in a game where positioning matters, all that stuff, people know where you are, they can position themselves to get ready for you. Or they'll know you're weak and attack you. Now, really quickly though, I'm going to say a quick solution for DICE is that what they should do is that if you kill a person, they automatically drop 1 armor plating. Why? Because I've had it many times where my squad will wipe out another squad, and they won't have a single armor plating. We'll lose all our armor and not be able to repair ourselves, get ourselves back into, fighting position, being ready to fight. This is not good. This means that going off and fighting another team is not rewarding. If anything, it's more punishing. This shouldn't be the case. You should be rewarded for fighting other players. Now I've been really negative. Let's go back to a positive. This game looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, while I think the map design's kind of, it's not very special, the game itself looks amazing. The sound's amazing. And overall, it's just, wowzers, it's amazing. Like the fire, for instance, the kind of like the circle, the storm, whatever you want to call it, it looks absolutely fantastic. When it rolls through, it destroys buildings. You actually see the buildings falling apart. It looks absolutely amazing. But if they had to dumb down the graphics in order to have more players, I would prefer that. Now, I'm a console player, so I know that our consoles are unfortunately not able to do as much as PCs can, but if you have to do that in order for us to have more players, DICE, do that, please. Overall, I rate this Battle Royale a 7 out of 10. It is a lot of fun, and it does feel different. Unfortunately, though, I gotta get back to the negatives. This Battle Royale does not stand out. What do you mean? I mean, almost every other Battle Royale has something unique that helps it stand out, and this game just doesn't have it. Fortnite has building. Apex Legends has, well, the characters. The Specialist. Blackout, it has iconic maps from the Black Ops series. This game has tanks, but tanks themselves are complete garbage. And I don't want... Okay. People out there, DICE, if you're someone watching this, don't buff tanks. I'm not saying buff tanks, but I'm saying that you need to add something more into the game. Something more unique. Tanks aren't that cool. Why are they bad? Tanks sound amazing. Well, you need multiple people to operate it. To actually operate the thing properly, you need multiple people. Which is not a terrible thing. Like, this game is about teamwork. But there's so much anti-tank stuff around. There's so many rockets, anti-tank grenades laying around the place that usually in a squad we at least have 2 people who have rockets and anti-tank grenades. Tanks don't stand a chance. Only once, out of all my time playing Battlefield 5's Firestorm, only once have I died to a tank in the final circle. I don't know how, but that tank made it to the final circle. Another big flaw of tanks is that they just guzzle gas, which isn't very common. It's kind of hard to find. When you find it, you usually throw it away because it's not very valuable unless you're using a vehicle like a tank. But you're not guaranteed to find a tank. Overall, the tanks are just kind of worthless. They're more or less, hey, we're here kind of things. Another kind of issue is, well, it's just another Battle Royale. The trend, unfortunately, is starting to die off. And it suffers from many flaws that every other Battle Royale suffers from. People BM, which is extremely frustrating. people camp, and like I said before, this is a problem, especially in this game, to find fast time to kill. But this has always been a problem with battle royale games. This game doesn't do much to fix it or make it to where or change up the gameplay. So if you're wanting to play a battle royale, it's like, oh my gosh, this battle royale is gonna feel so fresh, you know, unique, different. This game isn't. It is a lot of fun. I do enjoy it, but it's not very unique. It doesn't stand out. If you want a battle royale that stands out, play Apex Legends, play Fortnite. This, unfortunately, just at the end of the day, it's just PUBG. It's just a slightly different PUBG, which isn't bad. But again, when you're going against so much competition and you want money in order to, you know, and DICE wants you to pay money to buy Battlefield 5 in order to play the Firestorm. You can't do that. The DICE needs to add something in to make it stand out, or it's unfortunately most likely going to die off. And that's the sad part. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. But it's most likely going to die off relatively soon. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to be able to find lobs or anything like that, but it's not going to stay around like Fortnite is. It's not going to be around much longer. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be dead next month, but it's going to become harder and harder to find lobbies over time. And this is going to happen a lot faster than other games, which is sad, because it is great, it is a lot of fun, it's a great experience. Well, again, I'll repeat this, I rate this a 7 out of 10. I'm not going to go around telling everybody, buy the game, buy the game, buy the game. But if you ask me personally, hey, should I buy it? I most likely will tell you yes. If you can get it under $30, definitely buy it. If you have to pay $6 to get it, don't pay $60. And yeah, that's Firestorm. If you agree with me, tell me down in the comments sections. If you have a different opinion than mine, tell me down in the comments sections. Like, share, subscribe, and you know what to do. Post kills, signing off.